everyone, welcome back to CBSE Classes, and today we are going to revisit AI project cycle to discuss a scenario related to data science. So let's first understand the scenario. Humans are social animals. We tend to organize and participate in various kinds of social gatherings all the time. We love eating out with friends and families, because of which we can find restaurants almost everywhere. And out of these, many of the restaurants arrange for buffets to offer a variety of food items to their customers, be it small shops or big outlets. Every restaurant prepares food in bulk as they expect a good crowd to come and enjoy their food. But in most of the cases, after the day ends, a lot of food is left which becomes unusable for the restaurant, as they do not wish to serve stale food to their customers the next day. So, every day they prepare food in large quantities, keeping in mind the probable number of customers walking into their outlets. But if the expectations are not met, a good number of food gets wasted, which eventually becomes a loss for the restaurants, as they either have to dump it or give it to the hungry people for free. And if this daily loss is taken into account for a year, it becomes quite a big amount. Now that we have understood the problem well, let us take a deeper look into the problem to find out more about the various factors around it. Let us fill up the 4W canvas to find it out. The first canvas is Who canvas. Here we try to identify the people who are having the problem, means the stakeholders. And here the stakeholders are the restaurants offering the buffet and their chefs. And the answer to the second question, what do we know about them, is that the restaurants cook food in bulk every day for their buffet to meet their customers' need, and they estimate the number of customers that would come into their restaurant every day. Now comes the what canvas. Here we try to identify the nature of the problem, means what is the problem. And here the problem is that quite a large amount of food is left over every day unconsumed at the restaurant, which is either thrown away or given for free to the needy people. Restaurants have to bear everyday losses for this unconsumed food, and we came to know about this problem from restaurant surveys. Next is where canvas, means where does the problem arise. Here we try to find the context or the situation in which the stakeholders experience the problem. And in the given scenario, the problem arises with the restaurants which serve buffet food. And the last canvas is why canvas, means why do we think that the problem is worth solving? What would be the key value to the stakeholders? So here, if the restaurant has a proper estimate of the quantity of food to be prepared every day, the food waste can be reduced. And how would it improve their situation? So here the situation will be improved if less or no food would be left unconsumed, and losses due to the unconsumed food would reduce considerably. Now that we have noted down all the factors around our problem, let us fill up the problem statement template. And the problem statement template would be: our restaurant owners have the problem of losses due to food waste, while the food is left unconsumed due to the improper estimation. And here an ideal solution would be to predict the current amount of food to be prepared for everyday consumption. So in this way we have completed the first stage of AI project cycle. Now let's move to the second stage, that is data acquisition. Since every AI project requires data for testing and training, we need to understand what kind of data is to be collected to work towards the goal. In our scenario, various factors that would affect the quantity of food to be prepared for the next day consumption in the buffet would be total number of customers, quantity of dish prepared per day, dish consumption, unconsumed dish quantity per day, price of the dish, quantity of the dish for the next day. Now let us understand how these factors are related to our problem. For this, we can use the system maps tool to figure out the relationship of elements with the project's goal. In this system map, we can see how the relationship of each element is defined with the goal of our project. The positive arrows determine the direct relationship of elements, while the negative arrow shows the inverse relationship of the elements. After looking at the factors affecting the problem statement, now it's time to take a look at the data which is to be prepared for the goal. For this problem, a dataset covering all the elements is made for each dish prepared by the restaurant over a period of 30 days. This data is collected offline or online in the form of a regular survey. Since this is a personalized dataset created just for one restaurant's need. Specifically, we can ask for the name of the dish, price of the dish, quantity of the dish produced per day, quantity of the dish left unconsumed per day, total number of customers per day, fixed customers per day, and some other information. After creating the database, we now need to look at the data collected and understand what is required out of it. So, now comes data exploration stage in AI project cycle. In this case, since the goal of our project is to be able to predict the quantity of food to be prepared for next day, we need to have the name of the dish, quantity of the dish prepared per day, quantity of unused portion of the dish per day. Thus, we extract the required information from the curated dataset and clean it up in such a way that there exist no errors or missing elements in it. Once the dataset is ready, we train the model on it. So now comes data modeling stage of AI project cycle. After analysis, we can see that here we have a labeled collection of data. Means we need to apply supervised learning models, right? And supervised learning models can use either classification or regression algorithms. And here we have a continuous data for 30 days. So we can use the regression model so that it can predict the next values to it in a similar manner. Regression is a supervised learning model which takes in continuous values of data over a period of time. Once the model has been trained on training data set of 20 days, it is now the time to see if the model is working properly or not. Let us see how the model works and how is it tested. In this case, the data set of 30 days is divided in ratio of 2:1 for training and testing respectively. Means the model was first trained on 20 days data and then gets evaluated for the rest of the 10 days data. The trained model is fed with data regarding the name of the dish and the quantity produced for the same. And then it is fed with the data regarding the quantity of food left unconsumed for the same dish on previous occasion. The model then works on the entries according to the training it got at the modeling stage. The model predicts the quantity of food to be prepared for the next day. The prediction is then compared to the data that we have kept aside from acquired 30 days data for testing purpose. If the prediction value is same or almost similar to the actual values, the model is said to be accurate. Otherwise, either the model selection is changed or the model is trained on more data for better accuracy. Once the model is able to achieve optimum efficiency, it is ready to be developed in the restaurant for real-time usage. This was how we create an AI-based model for the given scenario related to data science. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. See you in our next video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.